Hello, today we're going to make a 2-ingredient pizza dough, and I'm going to show you one of the ways that we also top it. So first you're going to start with half a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. So something that I should mention about this 2-ingredient pizza dough is all over the internet. It was actually very handy during my weight loss journey. It is very Weight Watchers friendly, and I'm sure it's probably friendly with a lot of the current diets. So I'm doing 2 batches because I'm going to do 2 different types of pizza, and my kids are helping here, so this is going to be a fun one. So to the half a cup of Greek yogurt, you're going to add half a cup of self-rising flour, and it's very important that you use self-rising flour because it already has the ingredients that you need for the dough. I believe it probably has the baking soda already in there and so forth. So you literally only need these 2 ingredients. So then with a spatula, you could start mixing them around. You start adding more flour in order to get a doughy consistency. So this is definitely going to be something that you need to keep an eye on. And typically something that I should have mentioned is when we do the pizza dough, I prefer to put on like those plastic gloves because it helps with the mixing and it doesn't get your hands, as dirty, but we definitely didn't have that. So we just decided to wash our hands and get into it. So as you continue to add flour and you keep kneading it, this is basically the consistency that you're looking for. So what I'm doing, I'm making it like a little ball so it's easier to spread. So we're gonna add some flour to the counter. This will prevent it of sticking to the counter. Then you add your dough. You could use a rolling pin, but if you don't have a rolling pin, any type of bottle would do, or anything else that allows you to roll the dough. This is my husband coming to the rescue. He's actually the pro at everything: empanada dough, pizza dough, so he's definitely my go-to, and he's the one that perfects it. This is also, as you can tell, a very fun activity to do with your kids. They really enjoy, making their own pizza. So our kids help us with the pizza dough. They also help us decorate their own pizza. And I think this definitely helps, to make sure that they eat it because it's something that they're making themselves. So obviously you would do this as thin as you want. We prefer the thin crust, but if you like the texture to be thicker, obviously this is something that you would do to your own liking. And I'm not sure about, calories and things like that, but I remember when I used to do Weight Watchers, one pizza of these, depending on the toppings, was only like 10 points, which wasn't terrible in comparison to like a restaurant slice of pizza was like 12-14 points, just to give you an idea. So once you roll your dough, I always have a tray with parchment paper ready to go. And as you will notice on my videos, I use parchment paper a lot to bake. It's just easy cleaning for the trays, Once you are done with the recipe, you just take out the parchment paper and it would just be very easy cleaning. So here I'm using Rails. I don't know how to pronounce it. Rails sauce. It's my go-to for anything salsa, tomato sauce. So you will add probably a spoonful of it. I use the marinara. Nowadays it's really hard to find anything that you like. I know that they have a very specific pizza one, but this is the one that I was able to find that day that I went grocery shopping. As you can tell, my daughter's making her own pizza here. I like to go all around the edges because since the pizza is so thin, if you like a crust, you obviously make a crust. But I like to have cheese and pepperoni or whatever topping all over it. And I'm using this mozzarella cheese, but you could definitely use any cheese that you prefer. Once you finish with the cheese, you could use pepperoni. So this day I used the Wilson's, but I got whatever brand is accessible. My daughter really likes pepperoni, so I just put pepperonis all over the pizza. I put it in the oven at 375. It takes about 13 to 15 minutes to fully cook, but do keep an eye since everyone's oven is different. So my son made a cheese one for him. He's really into cheese pizza these days. So it took my pizza about 19 minutes. We like it to have a nice golden color around the crust and on the bottom. But like I said, it usually takes 13 to 15 minutes to be done. And you know, just to get some ideas, I know this is very controversial, but I like a Hawaiian pizza, so I usually will do mine with ham and pineapple. We also love adding banana peppers to our pizza. So the topping options are endless. So this is just a recipe for the 2-ingredient pizza dough, and you could get as creative as you like with the toppings. And here's my creation. I hope you enjoyed and let me know if you try this recipe. Espero que les guste y me dejan saber si tratan esta receta.